Once upon a time, two friends joined forces to bring you the best in horror entertainment. Brian from the north, Tim from the south, each bringing their own unique perspective to the horror community. Movie reviews, Blu-ray releases, beer pairings, games, and more. Welcome to your new home for horror. This is Civil Gore.
Hey there, everybody. This is your... Oh, man, I totally screwed that up. This is your May Discmemberment. I am your host, Tim. This is a Civil Gore podcast. Put those in whatever order you wish.
Yes, and this is Brian. I'm going to be in the same order I was. But you got to forgive Tim. He just got out of a very intense homeowners meeting. So he's the fact that he's willing to still talk at all is a plus, right?
Yes, it was a very contentious homeowners meeting, which are always the best kind. So it was a lot of entertainment. There were definitely some what you would call Karens in the crowd that were really laying into people, and it was a good time. Even though I do had some serious issues I needed to bring up with them, but I think those are slowly inching their way to getting resolved. It was more entertaining just to see the cast of characters that live in this neighborhood.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned you had that thing. So, because we, through my apartment complex, they always have these, there's, they have events and stuff. And one of them, they always have this networking event that this woman hosts. Like, so I always thought, like, maybe I should go there for a podcast, just Civil War podcast, see if I can get any listeners. But, I mean, most of the time it's like more small businesses. So, but today she had sent an email out to all of us and was like, because I think I had told you, remember that, like, there was some kind of, like, bidding thing for New York State where like certain towns could get money, and like I guess Amityville was one of the ones that won. Like all this money, and so they were actually, she had shared. She says, "Oh, here's the town hall meeting they're going to do where they're going to discuss all the changes they're going to do with the thing." I said I should go there and like raise my hand and I'll say like, get rid of the ghosts. but I think it'd be funny because like I should go anyway just so I could write the script to Amityville Town Hall Meeting as the next Amityville movie in there.
There you go.
Because I mean, pretty much you just have to put anything with that in the title these days. But anyway, that's for our regular episode. We'll get to my Amityville project. Right now we got an interesting month of Dismemberment because we actually skipped the first week. You're probably wondering, like, wait a minute, I'm getting this late. We had a whole week, but no, there was no titles for I think the first time in Dismemberment history, there were no titles week one.
Not a single horror title. There were Blu-ray releases, but no horror releases. I was pretty stunned, which actually worked out well because this was a 5-week month, so you're still getting 4 weeks of releases.
Yeah, and we had a really rough time trying to coordinate scheduling last week as it was. So this everything worked out really nicely for us for once.
Yeah.
In terms of scheduling.
Well, let's get right into it. These are your Blu-ray releases for May 10th. And we're going to start things off with one I'm not really familiar with, Decal Releasing. I don't know if we've had that before.
Well, real quick, we did get a one reissue, which is the Friday the 13th Part 3 Steelbook.
Yeah.
So there is that.
It's funny how they just kind of randomly release these Friday the 13th titles, like, okay, Part 3 in a Steelbook for no reason.
Yeah, like I get 2 because 2s have... Oh, no, you know what? Because this is I think it's the 40th anniversary of Part 3 because last year was Part 2 because I know Lauren Marie Taylor was showing something. It was like she was saying how it was the 41st anniversary of Part 2. So this is Part 3's because remember that was when at like one point like every year you were getting a Friday the 13th, kind of like the Saw movies at that point.
That makes sense.
So yes, that's probably why this one was released as in a steelbook form, celebrate its anniversary. But anyway, now that we got through all that, so Tim,
the first one up is The Cursed from last year. And the description here is, in the late 1800s, a man arrives in a remote country village to investigate an attack by a wild animal, but discovers a much deeper and sinister force that has the manor and its town people in its grip.
Yeah, the trailer for this looks actually really good. I know, Tim, you were saying you didn't get to see all the trailers. This one, I remember watching it, actually, because I had, like, I thought, okay, so The Cursed is one of those titles I feel like there's, like, a million movies either called The Cursed, Curses. So it's, like, really hard to distinguish them. So I wasn't even sure if I had ever heard of this particular The Cursed. As you'll see as our pick of the weeks is kind of similar. But so this one was like The Cursed, and I'm like, maybe I kind of vaguely remember it or not, but anyway, I don't think so because once I saw the trailer I knew it was not something I had seen. For some reason though, when I first saw the title I thought it was a Shudder original, but that's probably, I'm thinking of Cursed Films again. a lot of similar things. But yeah, so this one, and you're right, I've never heard of Decal releasing either. So I don't know, but this movie actually looks really solid. So yeah, so this one I'm kind of interested to checking out. Hopefully maybe it's on streaming somewhere. I probably should check. It's probably sitting on Tubi right now, right?
Yeah, probably. It does have one special feature. It has a making of the cursed featurette.
Look at you getting all like.
Well, it is the late 1800s, so maybe it is cursed.
Yeah. So next one is our pick of the week, so I'm going to skip that. So we go to VCI, which Dark Night of the Scarecrow 2 from 2022. And I remember the old one always being on not only cable, but actually regular television. They used to air it.
Yeah, I remember renting this one on VHS back in the day, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, this one definitely looks like, I mean, the original had its like grittiness to it. This one looks totally like a modernized one, like, and like they were just trying to capture the grit, but still looks kind of fun because I love the original. So this is one I definitely want to see. Just for those who need the plot point here, it says, when Chris Reimer and her young son Jeremy are forced to relocate to a small rural community, they have no idea the past terror that their presence reawakened. So obviously this family moves into the area that the original film took place. They probably do something that accidentally wakes up the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Not a lot of complicated plot points, I'm sure, for this movie, but still one I'm looking forward to see because of my the enjoyment of the original. So,
and no extras on that one, by the way.
Yeah, nothing.
Coming up next is IFC Films' The Beta Test from 2021. A married Hollywood agent receives a mysterious letter for an anonymous sexual encounter and becomes ensnared in a sinister world of lying, infidelity, and digital data.
Yeah, this trailer kind of reminded me a little bit, like, got a little Eyes Wide Shut vibe to it, and some other, like a little mix of a couple of genres here. But it looked interesting. I would definitely, it's another one I would definitely check out. I bet you this will be streaming on, like, Shudder or somewhere soon enough too, so in case you don't want to bite the bullet and just purchase it sight unseen.
No extras on that one. Actually, the rest of the week we have no extras going.
Yeah, extras were really hard to come by this month of May, I think. Well, I think there's a couple with like all the extras.
Yeah,
is why
they're all front loaded on some big titles, but most of these smaller titles don't have any.
Yeah, but speaking of one without extras, but probably don't need it because it's a packed disc, and this is a series I still need to watch all of, but I know you were a big fan of it. That RLJ, which of course is Shudder releasing company that's behind The Monster Season 1, which was that great series that examines the horror icons who have broken free of all the confines of the film from which they were born and become the stuff of legends.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the first ones for the season. I mean, you probably remember them all, right? I know it was like Freddy was one, Jason, right?
Yeah, Freddy, Michael Myers, Candyman, I think was one of them. And they were all really good. I mean, if you like cursed films and other Shudder type documentaries, it's the same kind of format, and it's just following different horror icons. And I really, really like this season. I hope there's a season 2 announced soon.
Oh, I am sure there will be. And, I got to say about Shudder, as much as we love the Shudder original movies and some of the Shudder movies that they get curated on there, their original content really has, like, just blown me out of the water, I think. Because, I mean, between Cursed Films and their film noir, the film noir series, they have just so many good, like, original things. And then they even get the ones that weren't originally from them, but like through the AMC company, they get on there, like Eli Roth's one. Mm-hmm. They just do a good job of just being a great source. Like, I can't imagine if you're a horror fan not owning Shudder. I know we say this a million times, but it continued. It doesn't stay stagnant. They just keep improving and adding more things.
Yeah. So. I think Colors of the Dark had the Shudder guys on there on one of their recent podcast episodes. And they seemed like really, really cool people. I mean, they were kind of the ones responsible for curating and that kind of stuff. If you want to hear more about that, check out Colors of the Dark. It's one of their recent episodes. It was really, really good interview.
Nice. Yeah, I bet you. I mean, everyone we've dealt with Shudder has been amazing.
Yeah. Next up, we have from Troma, Mutant Blast from 2018. Maria, a fearless soldier, and TS-347, a man with superhuman strength, are being pursued by a military cell responsible for scientific experiments that have resulted in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. This, if you watch this trailer, this is like just like typical trauma, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a good thing. Because if you know anyone that knows trauma or goes looking for trauma film, if you do not get what you see in this trailer and what you typically get from a trauma film, then you're just not looking for trauma films. Because frankly, you know what you're going to get with it. You should know what you can get. Lloyd Kaufman always knows what his audiences want, and he delivers. That's why he deserves his pizza.
Yeah.
Next one we got, here's a new one, Cleopatra. That's all it says. It's not even Cleopatra releasing. It's just Cleopatra.
Yeah, that's fancy.
It's a new one. It's called A Taste of Blood from 2020. This is the uncertain hours after a vampire hunt when it's unclear if the hunter has himself been turned into a creature of the night. Will his family find out in time, or will their sentiment make them easy prey for the novice Nightwalker? That's kind of an interesting plot. The trailer looked pretty good, so it's funny. This month is like not big on things, a lot of titles, but it's got some interesting titles. Like each one has kind of piqued my interest in some way.
Nice, yeah. Next up from Scream Team releasing, we have Exposure, also from 2018. To reconcile the problems in their relationship, Myra and James go to a cabin in the mountains where they encounter an ancient evil that haunts the land, capable of turning people into monsters. This is a Lynn Lowry vehicle, right?
Yeah. I really am upset we didn't, because I feel like she was always either away from her table or had some people at her table, and we just never found the timing right to go over to her table at New Jersey Horror Con. That's a miss on our part, I think.
Yeah,
we didn't make a big enough attempt to go over there. So I apologize, because Lynn Lowry is a legend in horror there. So, and I will say Scream Team releasing, they're the ones that were behind, that did the Barn that we loved, and that one, and they do have a lot of cool stuff, and they're a great site for ordering direct. A lot of their stuff you can get direct, and for the same price you would find it elsewhere. You get like autographs. Like when I bought my copy of The Barn, it had like the entire cast signed it.
Oh, that's
and it was like
cool.
an extra $5 or something like that. So I have all these amazing autographs from there, like including Linnea Quigley on there, and it was and it was like an extra $5 to get that version. So
I'm gonna have to check them out then,
they got a ton of great stuff, and they usually every so often they have some good sales. If you look, we follow them on Instagram, so just scroll through our Instagram, Tim, and look at their thing. They always are really good at kind of promoting their stuff. So they're a great site for some cool, like more obscure horror movies, but also some ones that and they release through them. It's really good.
Cool.
So next one is Rising Sun Media. They've been familiar. We've seen them before, and they've got Sister Tempest, which all I could picture is Whit Hertford singing that.
I was thinking the same thing. I was
like, Sister Tempest. Yeah, totally. But now that song, Sister Christian, is used to every time I hear that automatically think Boogie Nights. Now, no longer. It's always Whit Hertford when I hear that. Well,
yeah, Whit Hertford's replaced another memory for me. I used to always think of Cartman from South Park when he's singing.
Oh, that's right. I
can't do Cartman's voice, but yeah, I can feel it in my mind. But that's been replaced by Whit now. So
yeah, I could only do the Cartman day. And I can't do it because my voice is a little raspy today because my allergies are just horrendous these days. But yeah, I used to be able to do a much better Cartman. But but this is Whit, and this one is a bizarro movie. Oh, I didn't even read the description, so I should really read it. It says Anne Hutchinson's troubled relationship with her missing sister is under alien that's exactly what it says. With her missing sister is under alien tribunal. Meanwhile, her new roommate's mysterious illness causes her to go on a cannibalistic killing spree.
Jeez.
So
meanwhile,
this was a really bizarro looking trailer, a bizarro description. So yeah, that's all I could say. Just bizarro all around.
All right. Well, brings us to our pick of the week, and this is one that I would normally put as a pick of the week, probably. Like there was another week where there were bigger releases, because I wouldn't say I'm a particular fan of this movie, but it is kind of an interesting collector's edition. This is Cursed from 2005.
Which is what probably in my head I remembered from The Cursed, which is what I hinted at earlier. This is
Christina Ricci, right?
Yeah. And Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. So on a moonlit night in Los Angeles, something darting out of the shadows causes siblings Ellie and Jimmy to suddenly swerve their car off the road and plunge into a ravine. They escape with their lives, but are forever changed by the accident. Suddenly, the career-driven Ellie and scrawny Jimmy find themselves blessed with increased physical strength, heightened sensibilities, and undeniable allure to everyone around them. But what happened to them that night wasn't just an accident, and what seemed like fate was really something more. New impulses are taking over them, and Ellie and Jimmy can no longer control their newfound powers. They must solve the mystery and break the curse before it completely consumes everything in its path. And this one, not a huge amount of extras for a collector's edition, but it kind of goes along with the movie. I wouldn't say like this is a very beloved, well-known cult classic by any means. It's kind of forgettable.
No.
I remember seeing it probably in 2005 is the last time I've thought about this movie.
But it does have two versions at least.
Yeah,
the unrated.
Yeah, the disc one has a theatrical cut, which has exclusive new 4K restoration, a sheep in wolf's clothing, an interview with actor Derek Mears, new, a movie that lives up to his title, an interview with editor Patrick Lussier, Behind the Fangs, the making of Cursed, the Cursed effects, becoming a werewolf, creature editing 101, theatrical trailer, of course your typical optional subtitles, and then disc 2 has another new 4K restoration of the unrated cut, and select scenes with audio commentary by special effects artist Greg Nicotero and actor Derek Mears. I'd like to see the Greg Nicotero stuff, though. I like his.
Yeah, and of course everyone knows who Derek Mears played Jason in the remake of Friday the 13th, and he was actually, I think he was on at least a couple episodes of Holliston, Adam Green's vehicle. So.
All right, so to recap the week of May 10th, we had The Cursed from 2021, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 2 from 2022, The Beta Test from 21, Behind the Monsters Season 1 from last year, Mutant Blast, a trauma film from 2018, A Taste of Blood from 2020, Exposure from 2018, Sister Tempest from 2020, and our pick of the week, Cursed Collector's Edition 2005, Christina Ricci. Joe Bob says 2 stars.
Yeah,
check it out.
Joe Bob says, check it out. Yeah.
All right.
Joe Bob had a fun. I didn't get to see all of it, admittedly, because I did doze off at the second half of it. But it was cool because he did have the original. What was her name? Honey, the original male girl, came on later on. And he had Sven Gulli on there and Darcy cosplay. So it was a real fun thing. There was a good. And I can never pronounce the name of that second movie, like Afromorphical or whatever, Afromongus. Whatever. And then, of course, Night of the Living Dead was his original, which, I mean, even though I've seen that so many times, I ended up watching it just because, it's fun with Joe Bob's interstitial.
I saw him on TikTok today, actually. He was doing a promotion for the Joe Bob Jamboree thing. And he was just sitting in a rocking chair in front of a Cracker Barrel. I thought it was pretty fun.
It cracks me up how many things he's filmed at the Cracker Barrel, and also that Joe Bob of all people is on TikTok.
Yeah.
It just sounds so funny. Like it shows the longevity of this guy. That he literally went from being doing old little shows that you could barely find on VHS these days to now doing the cutting edge of social media. It's and I saw the picture that I know this sounds silly, but this totally how sometimes I mean obviously right now with where the world is right now is just, I'd say every day is usually 75% turmoil, 25% nice things sometimes. Yeah. Well, and but every so often you'll see something just that just warms your heart and just looking at it. And today there was a picture. It was Darcy posted it. It was just Joe Bob and Darcy's dad sitting at a kitchen table, having a chat.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she posted a picture and I'm just that if something about it, just while I'm looking at this picture, everything okay is right in the world. For that one moment, I've discovered this picture.
That's great.
Just to show, because you know what, we've seen it at the conventions a couple times, and you see it on the show, and you see it together. But people probably question is an act, but there is a general a companionship that Joe and Darcy have, that makes their chemistry so good. And the fact that Joe Bob was hanging out with Darcy's family, her dad just hanging out there. I don't know. It was it said so cheesy, but it was something about it. I looked at it. I'm like it just put a smile on my face seeing that picture. It's how could you not be happy of that thing, knowing that Joe Bob's visiting Darcy's family.
It doesn't seem fake when you see them I don't know, they're at a convention, so obviously they're being their characters at the convention. But I mean, even when you just kind of see them not in front of the fans, they were always walking together, and they just seemed like they were always kind of hanging out. So it was kind of cool.
It was funny though. Remember the one time Ken's I kind of like that. You always see Joe and Darcy working together. You didn't see one of them apart, and sure enough, Darcy just walks by herself. Remember?
Yeah.
that one moment. But I think it was just because she had left to go get something or something. By the way, did you see what happened? Someone stole her bag at the airport on the way to her. One of her
gosh, really?
Yeah, her outfit, her everything that she had for that night. But she still typical Darcy finds a way to power on and do the con and had a great time supposedly. So I don't think you can ever get her down.
So
anyway,
back to May 7th. The releases for May 17th. We have the first one, another one from Decal Releasing. So they're hitting it big this month.
Strong.
There is Wormwood Apocalypse from 2021. In a zombie-infested Australian wasteland, Soldier Reese has dedicated his life to tracking and capturing survivors for the Surgeon General in hopes of finding a cure. So,
Surgeon General.
Yeah.
How often do you get Surgeon General as the main character in a horror movie?
I know.
But this one looks kind of fun. I mean, it's got the zombie-ish tilt to it, but it's still it looked kind of decent.
It does have a director's commentary and the Merm Diaries, Making Mermwood Apocalypse featurette. I thought it was called Wormwood. Why did they say it Mermwood?
Yeah, why?
That's weird.
Does it say that?
But hey, I just
maybe
copy
it was
and
a
paste.
typo.
Yeah, I just copy and paste. I don't make it up. So.
I'm wondering if maybe Mermwood is the title and it said Wormwood is the movie. Who knows? I don't know. Decal Releasing.
I probably just read it
get with
wrong.
the program and figure this out. No, it's probably not their fault. Next one is from Warner Archive. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the 1941 version.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Says Dr. Jekyll believes good and evil exist in everyone. Experiments reveal his evil side, named Hyde. Experience teaches him how evil Hyde can be. He kills Ivy, who earlier expressed interest in Jekyll, and Sir Charles, Jekyll's fiance's father. So, this one was like a cool version of it, 1941. And so I'm wondering I don't know if I ever told you this, Tim, but when I was a kid and I first heard the term Jekyll and Hyde, I immediately assumed Jekyll was the bad one and Hyde was the good one.
It sounds like that should be the case, right?
It should
Jekyll
be. And
sounds
that's
like
what's brilliant.
Jackal.
Yeah. But that's what's so brilliant about it,
Yeah.
So, So, anyway.
Next.
So anyway, that's really it. Nothing good. Nothing good in terms of features on there. Just good kind of old school movie, which I like that they're releasing. So
the next one up is the Craft 4K Collector's Edition from 1996. This is another Shout Factory Collector's Edition, and you guys know the Craft. That's kind of a cult classic, I would say, these days. From the 90s,
especially with the sequel that it came out.
Yeah. So for Sarah, moving to Los Angeles is just another chance to be an outsider. She's all alone among the tightly knit student body of St. Benedict's.
Student body.
It's a student body. Student body of St. Benedict's Academy until she meets three young women who have also found themselves banished to the outermost reaches of high school's inevitable pecking order. Nancy, Bonnie, and Rochelle will never fit in with the in crowd. They barely fit in with each other. But together with Sarah, their outer and inner lives are about to change in ways they never suspected. They're about to learn that being an outsider has its own kind of power. They are about to learn The Craft. Of course, this is a fun movie. I haven't seen this one in a while, but I used to watch it all the time back in the day.
Either have I. And it's funny because I haven't watched the sequel yet. I've seen bits and pieces of the sequel. It's been on cable. But I keep saying to myself, I said, I got to sit down, watch the original, and then I will watch this one.
Yeah.
But
it's worth it. It's definitely due for a rewatch for me.
You know what we need to do, Tim? I know we have the obviously the summer's vacations, but remember how we did a couple times? We do like the original and a remake when there's only like two in the series. Maybe we should try and do like a couple of ones like episodes where we do that, where we take like just the movie, the original and its sequel, like when there's just two like that, because it's not enough to make a slaycation. But it might be a nice episode to do just like something like this,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. This one does have some pretty packed extras, as most Shout Factory Collector's Editions do. The first is a 4K Blu-ray, brand new 4K restoration, and audio commentary with director Andrew Fleming. Disc 2 is regular Blu-ray, which is also a brand new 4K restoration. Another audio commentary with Andrew Fleming. Well, same audio commentary with Andrew Fleming. Directing The Craft.
Unless it doesn't sound as good because it's not in 4K.
Yeah. Directing The Craft, an interview with Andrew Fleming. Producing The Craft, an interview with producer Douglas Wick. Writing The Craft, an interview with co-writer Peter Filardi. Affecting The Craft, an interview with makeup effects supervisor Tony Gardner. Vintage featurette Conjuring The Craft. Vintage featurette The Making of The Craft. Deleted scenes with optional audio commentary by Andrew Fleming. And a theatrical trailer.
Nice.
All right, Brian, your pick of the week's next, so you'll skip that one.
Yeah, we'll skip that. We'll go right to RLJ Entertainment with his, of course, a Shudder, the slasher Flesh and Blood. That's the newest entry into that anthology series, which I really need to watch. I started watching. I remember I started watching season 1 when it was on Netflix, and I got interrupted, and then something happened, and next thing I know, I never went back to it. In like 5 seasons later, essentially, so it's like, yeah, that's something I need to get. I really want to kind of get into. and watch this because I remember I've heard nothing but good things, and this season I heard was really good too. So, but basically, in slasher Flesh and Blood, a wealthy dysfunctional family gathers for a reunion on a secluded island, and soon discover they'll be pitted against one another in a cruel game of life and death, all while being stalked by a mysterious masked killer. Nothing is what it seems, and no one is safe as the tension and body count ratchets up. So that sounds right up our alley anyway. It says this actually got some things on it. So it's got behind the scenes of Slasher Flesh and Blood in conversation with Cronenberg. Black Spot FX on Slasher Flesh and Blood, Meet the Galloways, and Reliving the Kill.
Yeah, I need to check this one out for sure.
Yeah, I think I need to start from scratch. Maybe that'll be, another thing we need to do is once I get done with this Amityville project, we should kind of do maybe our projects, do mini projects like, okay, I'll do this series or something, and
I would love to do that with some anthologies, like go through some anthology series. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Like American Horror Story, there's stuff like that. We really should kind of work into somehow our episodes. So.
Next up, another one from RLJ Entertainment called Death Valley from 2021. Mercenaries with nothing to lose are hired to rescue a bioengineer imprisoned in a Cold War bunker. Upon entering the ominous facility, they find themselves in a fight for their lives when they come under attack from an unknown and deadly creature. This is a Shudder original.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't know why I spelled worth wrong there. Why it didn't correct me is even more annoying. But yeah, it is worth the watch, I'm sure, because being on Shudder Original. So whether or not you like it or not, I always give anything Shudder Original the benefit of the doubt to start.
It has a couple of extras here, cast and crew commentary, and the making of Death Valley featurette.
Okay, so here, this is probably one of the bigger releases. This was the toughest week, because literally there could have been 2 other pick of the weeks than the 2 that we picked, actually. This being one of them, I think. This was Kino Lorber release, and it's called, you probably heard of it, Without Warning from 1980. So, it's, and this one's got, I'll give you the title, and then you'll see why it's even extra better. Extra better, really. I'm on all cylinders here. Extra special. But anyway, so a group of teenagers heads out to the lake for a relaxing camping trip in the mountains, ignoring the warnings of the local truck stop owner. So it's so 80s horror right there in that first sentence alone. Things go terribly wrong when they run into an extraterrestrial who throws deadly discs that suck the blood out of their victims. The group heads back to the truck stop for help from the eclectic residents, including crazy war veteran and a determined hunter. And so it's almost like Discs of Tron, but with like a little bit of phantasm thrown in there. But yeah, so it's really cool looking 80s horror from the trailer, and it also happens to feature Jack Palance and Martin Landau.
Please tell me Jack Palance is the crazy war veteran.
I don't remember. I know I've seen this movie. Okay, I definitely know I've seen this. I can't remember which plays which, but they both look kind of crazy in it. So I want to say I think it's Martin Landau, but I could be wrong. Plays it, but if you watch the trailer, they both look a little crazy. But I mean, those 2 alone are great.
Yeah, that's a great
Jack
pairing.
Palance. I mean, we can go on forever with all his quotes from City Slickers, which we're not going to do because we already pair City Slickers with things. Thanks to Tim. But anyway, this got some good. This could have easily been pick of the week. It's got 2K restoration of the film, audio commentary by producer director Graydon Clark. Greg and Sandy's Alien Adventure, interviews with actors Tara Nutter and Christopher S. Nelson. Independence Day, interview with cinematographer Dean Cundy. Producers vs. Aliens, interview with co-producer Daniel Grodnick. Hunter's Blood, interview with special effects makeup creator Greg Ganem. Trailers from Hell with Mike Mendez. Theatrical trailer newly commissioned art by Vince Evans. Reversible art and a limited edition O-card slipcase. Another war winner from Kino. I mean, right? I mean, you agree. That could have easily been pick of the week.
Any other week? Definitely.
Yeah.
Could have been. That does bring us to our pick of the week. And Brian and I differed this week for a change. And this one, I don't really consider this movie strictly horror, but it's John Carpenter and it's a classic. Right. So it's got to be on here. And that is Escape from New York, 4K Collector's Edition from Shout Factory, 1981. Manhattan Island has been turned into a maximum security prison, and a plane carrying the U.S. president goes down there. The anti-hero is entrusted with the task of rescuing him. So this one has 3 discs. First disc is the 4K Blu-ray.
And 75 commentaries. No.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have a ton of commentaries. The first disc is, of course, the 4K restoration. Audio commentary with director John Carpenter and actor Kurt Russell, which, if you've never heard a commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell, it is a delight. I watched the one with the
first
thing.
with John Carpenter and anybody.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
I listened to that, to him and the Piper one, which was amazing. So.
But he has such a good camaraderie with Kurt Russell, and Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah.
expertly balances, because Kurt Russell's just this jovial, like he's always laughing at everything, and John Carpenter's always so kind of grumpy and serious, and it's such a good mixture when you're watching this commentary. They kind of like balance each other out so well.
By the way, tell me that would not make a great biopic. Like just a movie with the lives of
that would be good.
Kurt Russell and John Carpenter together, making all their
awesome.
films together.
Yeah, that would be
like
cool.
a biopic. Like you need to get someone great to play each of them.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It has another audio commentary of producer Deborah Hill and production designer Joe Alves. Audio commentary with actress Adrienne Barbeau and director of photography Dean Cundy. I mean that's just a classic names. Just boom, 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 boom. I mean, how great is that?
And Adrienne Barbeau, which if you ever get to talk to her or listen to her on anything, she's just a delight in every sense of the word.
Disc 2 is the regular Blu-ray, also has the 4K restoration, also has the aforementioned audio commentaries, and then Disc 3 has featurettes. So Big Challenges in Little Manhattan, the visual effects of Escape from New York, Scoring the Escape, a discussion with composer Alan Howarth, On Set with John Carpenter, the images of Escape from New York with photographer Kim Gottlieb Walker, I Am Taylor, an interview with actor Joe Unger, My Night on Set, an interview with filmmaker David Dicato, Deleted Scene...
Puppet Master guy.
Oh, yeah,
David
right,
Dicato,
yeah. Deleted Scene, the original opening bank robbery sequence with optional audio commentary, Return to Escape from New York featurette, theatrical trailers, photo galleries, behind the scenes, posters, and lobby cards.
Hear me out on this one, Tim. You're gonna blow your mind here with something cool. Imagine in some weird alternate universe, this was a sequel to Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh,
and so it was like it went from Muppets Take Manhattan, and this was like was basically a prequel to this movie, and then it was Escape from New York, but with all Muppets.
I would
Kermit the
totally
Frog
watch
Kurt
that.
Russell role.
Yes, I would totally watch that. That's
right?
awesome.
Someone out there
do
make that, please. Even if it's just for me and Tim. Okay. Now we'll go to my pick of the week, which I haven't seen this forever. And it's an AKA. It's from Arrow. It's got our good friend Laura Marie Taylor in it. This has got it all. Girls' Night Out, AKA The Scaremaker from 1982. And this happens to be I'll tell you another little extra cool trivia as we get through the features on this. Basically, a killer wearing a dancing bear suit stalks a variety of cheerleaders during an all-night scavenger hunt at a remote Ohio college. This is where he takes every 80s plot point and puts it into one horror movie, which I love.
Nice.
So that's right off the bat. It's great. Trailer's great for it. I need to actually order this one. I have not yet to order it. Amazon actually has it at a good price. I'm going to order this this week. Just forgot. I ordered so many pre-orders of stuff this month. I forgot to put this one on there yet. It's got a new 2K restoration for the 35mm vault element. It's got a brand new audio commentary with genre film critic author, but he's also sometimes a historian, Justin Kurswell, and film historian author Amanda Reyes. We've already given, I think by now you know their whole thing. We don't need to go into, we'll just kind of save it now. Pretty much our new film historians. I don't think we need to go through every one of them.
And if you actually want to hear the actual film historians speak and not Brian and I's terrible biographies of them, get the Night Gallery disc, because I swear I think it's got half of the film historians that we've written bios for is on that disc. I mean, it's like a who's who of Civil War film historians is on that Night Gallery season 1 disc. It's great.
Wow. And if you really want to know all about them too, Cody is hard at work on her tome.
Yes.
Basically, which will be hopefully released by the end of the year right in time for the holidays. Anyway, this got a ton of special features also after that. It's got Staying Alive, a brand new video interview with actress Julia Montgomery, a Savage Mauling, a brand new video interview with actress Laura Summer, Alone in the Dark, a brand new video interview with actress Lois Robbins, It Was a Party, a brand new video interview with actor Paul Christie. And here's the one that adds a little trivia to it. Love and Death, a brand new video interview with actors Laura Marie Taylor and John Dietrichson. And what makes that so special is they are husband and wife, and they met on that movie.
Oh.
So they are happily married to still this day. And so it's a great horror movie romance tale there that has survived years of movies and shows. And I'm sure Laura Marie obviously deserves, we know how amazing she is. So I'm sure John is well deserving of her what's the word? Affection, yes, thank you. I can't think tonight. I had a long day at work. So long of affection, and so they were wonderful horror Hollywood couple there. So that's kind of a cool thing. And they just actually celebrated their anniversary too. Laura Marie
that's
posted
right.
that,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we wished her a nice happy anniversary, which she, of course, as gracious as she ever, always manages to find time to respond, which she is just amazing. That's why I'm so heartbroken. I won't be able to get to that Jimmy J's con because she's like the featured guest there. But one day we will meet her in person.
I have
we'll
no
make
doubt.
it happen. Yeah. Archival video interview with actress Julia Montgomery. Archival audio interview with actress Tanya Alda. I don't know if she's related to the Alan Alda family or not. A Scaremaker, alternate title card. Yeah, because I love that this is an AKA, though. Like, the Scaremaker. Scaremaker is such a bad generic title for this. Girls' Night Out is so much more 80s. That's what's so funny.
Not to be confused with Mentos, which is the Fresh Maker.
The Fresh Maker, right? Yeah, this totally reminds me of the same thing. Like, think of like Night Warning, aka Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker.
Yeah,
it's like that. Like, it's like, and it's so funny because that title is flipped back and forth depending on who feels like releasing it. Like, because now the official Blu-ray release earlier, or it was late last year that I have was used the Butcher Baker, which was the book title it was based on. So they kind of went back old school.
Let's be honest, it's the better title. I mean, because it's so that case, unique.
Yeah, Night Warning. It doesn't even make sense compared to like what then again, Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker doesn't make sense either, but it's still a better title.
Yeah.
Should just be called Aunt Cheryl's Revenge, but it's for another day. Go back and listen to that episode. That was one of our early, really fun episodes where we were just like, it's totally the like raw Civil War format in terms of just like we were picking movies to kind of like that we figured we'd have fun to talk about.
That's back when we were still basically telling you the entire movie scene by scene.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We went like literally throughout the whole. That was like so. Our format has changed so much. You know what we need to do? Well, I think we almost need to do like a retro episode where we kind of like go back to like that first couple of episodes and like do it on a modern episode, but in that old format.
I've seen other podcasts do like re-records of old early episodes too, where they basically that was the flip side of it. I mean, we could do that, do the same format but with a modern movie, or we could do the reverse and go back and re-record an old episode with our current format.
We should do that. Actually, what we should do too, and I also want to do, I think we should take some of our best episodes, kind of do and like add the roundtable format in. Like, how great would it be, like taking the Manitou, but like adding like Steve, Ken, and Emily to it, like to have them see it, and like us already the veterans, kind of like. Just let them go discuss it, kind of almost like we're just the moderators of it all, and we don't, we already know our opinion, but like that'd be kind of fun too. Anyway, so you guys don't realize sometimes you get literally the planning of the episodes live. If you blink, you might miss it. But anyway, it's also got original trailers, reversible sleeve, featuring artwork and newly commissioned artwork by Justin Osborne, and first pressing only, the illustrated collector's booklet. Featuring new writing on the film by Michael Gingold, who is also a film historian, I believe, at some point. With his Gingold and oldies.
All right, so to recap the week of May 17th, we had Wormwood Apocalypse from 2021, the 1941 classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Craft 4K Collector's Edition from Shout Factory, which could be a worthy pick of the week by itself, Slasher Flesh and Blood from 2021-22, Death Valley 2021, and Without Warning from 1980. Our pick of the week, I picked Escape from New York 4K Collector's Edition from Shout Factory, and Brian picked Girls' Night Out, aka The Scaremaker from 1982. That's a great Arrow release. All right, that brings us to May 24th, and a much smaller week for these last 2 weeks. The first one up is one I'm dying to see, kind of waiting for it to hit out that premium tier price on the rental. But this is X from Lionsgate. Came out just recently. At a secluded farmhouse in Texas, a film crew arrives to shoot an adult film. Their host, a reclusive elderly couple, take a special interest in their young guest. As night falls, the couple's leering interest turns violent. Of course, this is the Ty West movie, which I love all his stuff, so I would definitely want to watch this one. Has a couple special features here, that X Factor featurette and the Farmer's Daughter's extended scene.
Yeah, I ordered this one just pretty much sight unseen. I'm dying to see it, but it was like, you know what, I was going to rent it, but I'm like, you know what, it's coming out so soon already, and with already the limited time I have, I'll just wait and own, because I know it's one I'm going to want to own, because I am a big Ty West fan, and I love that everyone in the cast is great, so I just pretty much, yeah, this was a no-brainer to me, so I already have this pre-ordered. Next one, Tim, this is one you got to jump on, right? Because you didn't get the original version of this, did you? Or did you end up getting it?
So here's the thing. I think there's been 2 versions of this. I do have a version of Life Force from Scream Factory, but it was not the original version. They reissued it, I believe. And then because the original one was like crazy hard to find, like it was like $400 if you tried to find it. But then they reissued it in like a normal version, which I do have that one. So this would be mainly just to.
But it's the same features, right? It didn't have anything.
No, I don't think it has any. Yeah, I think it's the same features.
Yeah, because that's the one I have. I have the one that was like a couple of years ago when it started to go out of print.
Yeah,
I jumped on it, and but that was still, I think, the second release.
Yeah,
right.
So I think this one, I think you'd only be upgrading for the 4K.
Right. Okay. All right. So Tim has it already, so it doesn't need to feel the pressure anymore. But anyway, obviously by now you know it. 1985's Life Force 4K, which is one of my favorite horror / sci-fi movie. It's a perfect blend of horror sci-fi. It's one of the perfect examples, like Alien. You know, it's kind of like that. But well, when a space shuttle crew finds a mysterious spacecraft containing 3 human-looking creatures in a state of suspended animation, they bring them back to Earth for further investigation. It's only then that scientists discover that they're in fact a race of space vampires, which was one of its original titles, actually, that feed off of people's life force rather than blood. So when they escape and run amok, there's one of our favorite terms, in London, the consequences are apocalyptic. And of course, growing up in the 80s, as we do, there is one major scene of, well, a whole sequence that, of course, any teenage boy probably remembers. Of course, Matilda May walking around with no clothes on for about half the movie. And there's like whole thing, like articles on just that whole thing of how they made her groom again because there was too much shown for the movie. It's kind of funny. You can see it, and of course, I think David Weiner. We've had discussions with him about this, but I think it's on his docs. It's one of his docs. I can't remember if it's on the horror one or the sci-fi one these days. He's got so many great ones. But yeah, so they those two. Yeah, so this feature is, I mean, this disc is just a must-have for fans. If you don't have it already, grab this one now because you don't want to lose a chance at it again, because it's a great movie.
Yeah.
But all the nudity from a teenage young boy's viewpoint aside, disc 1 is a 4K Blu-ray. It says brand new 4K restoration of the theatrical cut of the film from its original negative. Disc 2 Blu-ray, it's a brand new 4K restoration of the theatrical cut of the film from the original negative. Dangerous Beauty, an interview with actor Matilda May. Space Vampires in London, an interview with director Toby Hooper. Carlson's Curse, an interview with actor Steve Railsback. Teasers and theatrical trailers, TV spots, still galleries, and Disc 3 has a Blu-ray, another 4K restoration of the director's cut of the film from an Interpositive. Audio commentary with Toby Hooper, moderated by Tim Sullivan, not Tim, our Tim. Audio commentary with makeup effects designer Nick Maley, moderated by Michael Felsher. So yeah, that is a great disc. That could have been any other week. That probably would have been pick of the week, except I think the one we both chose together in unison was the proper winner, I think.
Well, yeah, and that one was really, it's just a 4K upgrade from the disc, whereas the one we had has a few more new extras that
right. Yeah, the other one was just literally the upgrade, purely an upgrade, and that's why it did not get the nod.
Next one up, this one is from Warner Brothers, Malignant 4K from 2021. This one I may have to grab. Madison is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. And this has a just one featurette here, Malignant, James Wan's Visions. Groundbreaking filmmaker James Wan takes us behind the scenes for a look at his latest film, Malignant, a genre-bending thriller.
Yeah, and if you buy, if you order and you use the code Civil Gore, you get a bonus disc featuring the entire transcript of Tim's tweet that magically went viral that had 1,500 likes and 40 comments, including a fight between two people.
And it was such a dumb tweet. And it's the only tweet I've ever had that went viral, and it was so stupid.
so many times. I don't know if it was like you literally just put it at the most perfect time.
I don't know
that
what
everyone saw it, or one person of yours that liked it or commented has like 1 billion followers. We don't know the magic that happened.
I mean, I'll spend 15 minutes crafting this carefully, cleverly worded tweet, and it gets like 1 like, and then I'll throw that out. Like literally, was on my phone, just kind of just tossed it out there for not even giving 2 seconds thought about it, and it gets 1,500 likes. Go figure.
You didn't even hashtag it. You just like put it all in caps.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous.
Like,
it was so dumb.
We still have not figured out the mystery of
Yeah.
that one.
I don't know how it
But
works.
yeah, so I had to, of course, obviously there was no code Civil Gore for that, although that's someday I'd like that. I'd like us when we could use our podcast as a code to get a discount somewhere. Right now, I think you mentioned it, they probably don't want to talk to you anymore. But anyway, finally, before our pick of the week, we have Sony Pictures Uma, or is it Uma? I'm not
sure. I don't know.
What was that David Letterman thing? Uma?
Oh yeah, Oprah.
Oprah.
Uma. That was so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but yet everyone laughs at it and quotes it.
That's back when the world was more simple, guys.
Yes, it was much more simple, and the Oscars people weren't getting slapped in the face. Uma, anyway, from we'll say Uma, just because. Even though it's probably Yama. Anyway, 2022. Amanda and her. This is the I think. Oh no, it's just Sony Pictures. I'm sorry, I got it confused with something else. Anyway, Amanda and her daughter are living a quiet life in an American farm, but when the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. So I kind of wanted to see this one from the trailer. It looked really good.
All right, well, that brings us to our pick of the week. This is Shout Factory's Candyman 4K Collector's Edition from 1992. Helen Lyle scoffs at superstition, but when she hears about Candyman, a slave spirit with a hook hand said to haunt a notorious housing project, she has a new twist for her graduate thesis. To prove Candyman doesn't exist, Helen heads to the site of a brutal murder to call for him by saying his name 5 times. To her horror, he appears, igniting a string of gruesome murders. And this is a absolutely slam-packed disc. This is worth the double dip, because I do have this on regular Blu-ray, but I'm going to have to get this.
Yeah, same here. I might have to double dip on this.
Disc 1 is the 4K Blu-ray, has a new 4K restoration of the theatrical cut of the film, supervised and approved by writer-director Bernard Rose and director of photography Anthony B. Richmond by Arrow Video. Dolby Vision HR presentations of the unrated and theatrical cuts of the film presented via seamless branching. New Dolby Atmos track, new interview with actress Vanessa Williams. Audio commentary with writer-director Bernard Rose and actor Tony Todd. Audio commentary with authors, film historians Stephen Jones and Kim Newman.
So actually, Stephen Jones is a new one, technically. Because he's not new, but he's new to the impression. Because originally we didn't have anything for him, but I dug quickly on this one. So I did found out about it. So he did have, all I can find out is they had a movie review segment on Fresno's Nightly News, and it's called No Bones About It. I don't know why. I mean, sorry, No Jones About It. Sorry. I blew my own pun. Look at that. No Jones About It, it should be.
I will say Kim Newman is on one of the commentaries for the Night Gallery Season 1 disc, and he is a trip.
Really?
He's on there with another British historian, but his camaraderie with this other commentator going back and forth was hilarious to listen to. I really enjoyed that commentary.
You know, I got to see if my Night Gallery discs have... Because I have the complete like the DVD one. I don't know if it had all that stuff.
It doesn't, because these are all brand new. These are all brand new.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so the version. So I need to upgrade.
Yeah, they're worth it. The commentaries are really, really good on the disc. This has also an audio commentary with Bernard Rose, author Clive Barker, producer Alan Paul, and actors Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen, and Casey Lemons. Audio commentary with Bernard Rose from the Movie Crypt podcast, hosted by filmmakers Adam Green and Joe Lynch. Disc 2 is the theatrical cut. Regular Blu-ray also has the new 4K restoration, the Dolby Vision, all that kind of stuff. The interview with actress Vanessa Williams. It looks like this is really most of the same extras, except for a few more. The ones in addition are Sweets to the Sweet, the Candyman Mythos, featuring interviews with Bernard Rose, producer Alan Paul, executive producer Clive Barker, actors Virginia Madsen, Tony Todd, and Casey Lemons.
I feel like that should be an Emily Sweet future commentary name,
Sweets
right?
to the Sweet.
Sweets to the
Yeah,
Sweet.
there you go. Clive Barker, Raising Hell, an interview with author, artist, filmmaker Clive Barker. The Heart of Candyman, an interview with actor Tony Todd. Bernard Rose's storyboards, theatrical trailer, TV spot, still gallery, and screenplay on BD-ROM. And then disc 3 is the unrated cut. Has new 4K master with HD inserts for the uncut footage from an archival print by Arrow Video. New Dolby Atmos track, Be My Victim, an interview with Tony Todd. It Was Always You, Helen, an interview with actress Virginia Madsen. Reflection in the Mirror, an interview with actress Casey Lemons. A Kid and Candyman, an interview with actor Dewan Guy. The Writing on the Wall, the production design of Candyman, an interview with production designer Jane Ann Stewart. Forbidden Flesh, the makeup effects of Candyman, including interviews with special makeup effects artist Bob King, Gary J. Tunnicliffe, and Mark Collier. Story to Tell, Clive Barker's The Forbidden, writer Douglas E. Winter on Clive Barker's seminal books of Blood and Candyman's source story The Forbidden, and Urban Legend, Unwrapping Candyman, a critical analysis of the film with writers Tananarive Due and Stephen Barnes. So that is a slam-packed disc, definitely worth the upgrade there. So to recap the week of May 24th, we had X from Lionsgate, Life Force 4K from Scream Factory, the Malignant 4K disc, from 2022, and our pick of the week, Candyman 4K Collector's Edition from Shout Factory. Very nice.
Yes. I mean, even though I have the original one, I may have to upgrade to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That's too good a movie not to upgrade. All right, so that brings us to our final week. This one actually has pretty much a lot of extras here on this week. The first one up is Shout Factory's release of Happy Death Day 4K. Of course, it's 2017. Oh, I forgot to mention there's also a Conjuring Universe 7 film collection. They're compiling all those if you want to grab those all in one set. But yeah, this first one up is Shout Factory Happy Death Day 4K. Blumhouse Productions brings you this original inventive thriller in which a blissfully self-centered co-ed, Jessica Roth, Utopia, is doomed to relive the day of her murder unless she can identify her masked assailant and hopefully stop the madness. If she can't, she will be stuck in an insane loop, reliving the ghoulish nightmare that has become her death day. And this has a new audio commentary with director Christopher Landon and actor Jessica Roth.
I still remember we saw the almost Jessica
Yes.
Roth, like in the I swear to God, it looked just like her.
That was crazy.
But yeah, it's nuts. Anyway, and the next one, of course, is the Shout Factory, the Happy Death Day 2 4K. I have both these already on the regular one, but anyway, it's deja vu all over again for Tree Geldman, the snarky sorority sister who solved her murder by repeatedly reliving it. But now the masked campus killer is mysteriously rematerialized to terrorize new targets, and Tree must cycle through another time loop of terrifying chills, clever twists, and pulse-pounding suspense in this inventive follow-up to Blumhouse's hit thriller Happy Death Day. This one I felt like way more comedy in this.
Yeah,
one,
I actually didn't like this one at all.
Yeah, I know you didn't. I actually did because I thought the one that played the friend. Oh my God, I forgot her name. Oh my God. Anyway, the one that played the sorority sister friend, where she played the blind girl in this. She pretended she was blind. I thought that scene was kind of great, and I do like Sarah Yarkin, as I mentioned earlier. So I liked it. I liked the whole aspect about it. And I'm glad to hear that they said the third movie now has kind of like not necessarily dead anymore, even though this one did not do as well and it was considered to be not going to happen. I think one of the streaming services is looking to pick it up. So
okay.
It could be a finale to this because I think it was always meant to be a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I think we could get the trilogy. So, maybe one of those things where I know it's always that battle, like, should another movie make another in a movie series? Okay, but it's like, think about it. If you are planning to do a trilogy, you don't have to make everything a standalone. So it could have maybe it'll just make the whole series better for you, Tim, if they make a good third one. But we'll see.
Yeah, they did. They have to cut off that cartoony crap if they do that. Yeah. In my opinion. Yeah. All right. So next up from Code Red, we have Yeti, Giant of the 20th.
Oh wait, I don't think I read the features. It's real quick. It's just the lead scene, gag reel, Never Ending Birthday, Web of Love, Tree's Nightmare, Multiverse 101, and the new audio commentary with director Christopher Landon, actors Jessica Roth and Sarah Yarkin.
There you go. All right. So release number 3 from Code Red, we have Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century from 1977. This sounds like right up my alley, a 70s Yeti movie. Definitely.
Oh yeah, the trailer for this is very odd, though. It's not. You don't think you're getting what you should get.
I'll read the synopsis here. Yeti, a half-man, half-animal creature, is brought back to life after a million years hibernation on an iceberg of Greenland. He destroys all those who come within his reach, but becomes calm when he sees Herb and Jane. Okay.
Yeah, this was. It literally looked like a hairy screaming guy just was replaced Godzilla on the day of shooting one of those Godzilla films. That's how awkward this movie looks.
Oh, okay.
But so you got to check this trailer out. It's pretty funny.
No extras here except for it is previously remastered from the original Italian 35mm camera negative, and it does have some trailers on there.
The next one, Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know why I said it like a pirate, but anyway, Flesh Eater from Vinegar Syndrome. It says a group of college students on an overnight hayride come across a group of man-eating zombies. They must fight for their lives while trying to escape and warn the authorities. There's no year on this, but I would think it's got to be kind of like 80s. But it kind of looks like, I said it looks like Night of the Living Dud. Because it does not look great. 4K Blu-ray and Blu-ray combo pack. Never mind. I'm not going to say it because I had an idea for a movie that kind of spawned off that, and I don't want to say it out loud because I know it will be made then, but like everything else we come up with. Anyway, this got a decent amount of features here, though. It says new 4K restoration of the film from the original 16mm camera negative, HDR presentation of the film, brand new commentary track with cinematographer Simon Mansis, composer Erica Portnoy, and producer Andrew Sands. Zombie Nosh, LLC, an interview with producer Andrew Sands. All roads lead back to Flesh Eater, an interview with cinematographer Simon Mansis. The family continues, remembering Bill with Bonnie Hinsman. Oh, so Bill Hinsman, of course, the famous for Night of the Living Dead, as the original zombie there. I guess his family, because I think he just recently kind of passed, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Like, not like, I don't know if it was like this year, but like recently, like not like long ago as you would have thought. But anyway, yeah, so I guess they do a nice little retrospective on him, who's, of course, one of the most recognizable and known zombies out there. Carnage and Compositions, an interview with composer Erica Portnoy. Family of Flesh Eaters, an interview with actress Heidi Hinsman. So it's another Hinsman family. They're all like zombie movie people. To Live and Die in PA. I like that, actually. An interview with actor John Mowad. Meatballs and Missing Actors, an interview with unit manager Paul Georgi. What was this like? This is one of these ones where they're just grabbing everyone on set.
Yes, I like
those. It's like interview with the guy who made the BLT for the cast and crew. Minor budget majorette, an interview with hairstylist and makeup artist Terry Godfrey. Extensive behind the scenes still gallery and reversible cover artwork.
And I did find out this was 1988, so I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like I say, it's totally 80s-esque. From the viewing of it.
All right, next up from Saturn's Core, we have Burglar from Hell from 1993. A marauding, muscle-bound burglar named Frank the Tank violently invades the home of an elderly woman who promptly turns the tables, killing him with a shotgun and burying his corpse in her backyard before abruptly dropping dead from a heart attack. Several years later, a group of young friends unsuspectingly vacation together at the aforementioned beach house. When their new witchcraft-obsessed acquaintance Token attempts to conjure up a rain spell, she inadvertently brings Frank the Tank back from the grave. One by one, the guests are gruesomely dispatched by the wise-cracking, pizza-faced, is this Freddy? Undead burglar in a staggering flurry of maniacal murder and mayhem.
Yeah, I am not sure I don't remember getting any of that from the trailer, but...
this has a new transfer from the recently unearthed SVHS master tape, if that gives you any indication of the quality. Yeah. Audio commentary of the writer-director Phil Herman.
Paging Mr. Herman. You have a phone call in the front desk.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Our minds think exactly alike.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking it as you were saying it.
I know you were too. Yeah. That's the thing. I sensed it.
A chip off the old block, an interview with director Phil Chip Herman from Pop Scene.
Oh, now he's Phil Chip Herman. I see how
from Pop Scene to Scream Queen, an interview with actress Debbie D. Rockaway Beach Memoirs, an interview with actor Barry Gaines. Frank the Tank Speaks, an interview with actor Bryant Soule. Bonus movie, The Wrong Side of Town, 1989. Phil Herman's previously unreleased SOV action feature debut, newly scanned from the SVHS master. And then Mercenary, an early short film by Phil Herman. Trailers.
Yeah, this guy must have such a room full of VHS tapes that people go through every once in a while and say, hey, look, you never released this movie.
This next one is probably our pick of the month, Brian. And
oh, yeah.
I think we're going to have to trade off on extras on this one. Like, just take a disc a piece because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is one I already pre-ordered, and I'll go into when we're done with this, I'll go into my little pre-order pitch for you guys, because I think this is one that you need to, if you plan on it or even remotely think you want it, now is the time, because it's on sale. But anyway, and that is, of course, one of Tim and I's favorite releases from last year. This is the sequel, The Eurocrypt of Christopher Lee, Volume 2. It was so funny when we mentioned it. We were talking in our group text, and Ken and Cone are like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Yeah,
like they thought, but because I'm just like, I think I was like, Eurocrypt 2 is out. I think they thought it was Eurovision. I don't know what they thought. It's kind of odd. And this one's 1959 to 1989. So it says, to celebrate the centennial of Sir Christopher Lee, Eurocrypt Collection 2 presents 5 of the most unexpected, underrated, and underseen films of the iconic actor's European career. It's amazing how he has so many, immediately following Horror of Dracula, Lee reprised a role in the quirky 1959 Italian comedy Uncle Was a Vampire. Lee speaks fluent German opposite Klaus Kinski. Tim, he's back. Klaus Kinski. For the crazed 1962 crimey. What?
I don't know what that means,
Yeah. Secret of the Red Orchid. In the 1974 UK psycho thriller Dark Places, Lee top-lines a cast that includes Joan Collins, Herbert Lom, and Jane Birkin. Lee's final performance as the Count in 1976 French comedy Dracula and Son. I guess it's when Dracula and his son own a junkyard. And no, I'm kidding. That's Sanford and Son reference there. Can last be seen in the superior director's cut, while the ultra-rare 1988 Dutch drama Murder Story brings Lee into the sex shops of Amsterdam.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if I want to see what Christopher Lee does in a sex shop, but okay. Each film has been remastered from the original negative materials with over 15 total hours of trailers, commentaries, alternate cuts, vintage interviews, and new featurettes, plus the Dracula and Son soundtrack and all-new 100-page book by Lee biographer Jonathan Rigby. Of course, we knew he's also a film historian. But, this is basically the same thing you're kind of getting just with new stuff, but another book with the first original Crypt. But so like Tim said, we'll alternate. I'll do the disc 1 here. It's Uncle Was a Vampire for 1959. Shortly after Horror of Dracula, Christopher Lee accepted an offer from producer Mario Cecchi-Gori, whose 200-plus films would include Argento's opera and Oscar nominee Il Postino, to make his first Italian film and reprise his star-making role. His Carpathian domicile, bought by developers Baron Roderico, Lee in full hammer Dracula mode, flees to the ancestral castle owned by his impoverished nephew, diminutive 50s comedy star Renato Rascal. Or Raschel, maybe, I don't know. But when the nephew sells the castle to luxury hoteliers, Uncle Prince of Darkness must withstand obnoxious tourists, bikini beauties, and his own blood-sucking bellhop relative. Oh my God, this movie. I can't wait to see this one. So Sylvia Cosina, Hercules, and Susanna Lorette, Atom Age Vampire, co-star in this sexy spoof directed by Steno, famed for his film with the Italian comic Toto. What is it, only one name people here? Featuring the uncut theatrical version scanned from 2K from the dupe negative and alternative TV version sourced from the broadcast Tape Master. So this special features has a 2K restoration, alternate TV version, Commedia Dracula all'Italiana, interview with European film scholar Dr. Pasquale Iannone, maybe I guess. Alternate cut from Italian Broadcast Master. It's region free, so you can get this wherever you want.
All right.
Tim will move on with Disc 2.
Disc 2, we have The Secret of the Red Orchid from 1962. Christopher Lee stars, speaking fluent German, in this off-the-wall 1962 crimey filmed in Hamburg and based on the Edgar Wallace novel When the Gangs Came to London. As rival Chicago mobsters, led by Klaus Kinski as Pretty Boy Steve, unleash... I can't imagine any instance where Klaus Kinski is a pretty boy. That must be an ironic name.
I want to call Cone that. We should call him Pretty Boy Cone as his nickname.
Unleash a spree of extortion, machine gun mayhem, and murder across England. Scotland Yard summons a cunning FBI agent, Lee, to end the escalating gang war. Adrian Hoven, Mark of the Devil, Castle of the Creeping Flesh, and Marissa Mell, Danger Diabolique, co-star in this entertaining riff on the classic gangster film, crimey film. Oh, maybe that's a film production.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think we've questioned this once before. Actually, now that sounds familiar.
Now scanned in 2K from the dupe negative and presented with its English and German language tracks for the first time ever in America. So special features here: we have a new 2K restoration, audio commentary with Mondo Digital's Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth, author of So Deadly, So Perverse. Audio commentary with film scholars Kim Newman, author of Anna Dracula, and Barry Forshaw, author of Euronor. Those are all classic film historians, so we won't go into those.
Yeah.
And a trailer.
Oh, so Region A is
locked. Oh yeah, this one's
one,
Region A locked. So I guess you're not getting the whole box set region free, unfortunately.
Next up, Disc 3 is Dark Places from 1974. Christopher Lee top lines a cast that includes Joan Collins, Herbert Lom, and Jane Birkin in the 1974 UK production, directed by Don Sharp of Rasputin the Mad Monk and Psychomania fame. That's equal parts old dark house, supernatural shocker, and Amicus-style all-star fun. When the former administrator of an asylum, Robert Hardy, a.k.a. Cornelius Fudge of the Harry Potter films, inherits the crumbling estate of an elderly inmate, he'll unlock a nightmare of lust, larceny, insanity, and several murders, grisly enough to warrant an X certification from the BBFC. Gene Marsh, the Changeling, Return to Oz, co-stars in this overlooked entry amid the 70s Anglo horror cycle. More reviews. Now scanned uncut in 4K form from an internegative recently discovered in a London lab vault.
Wow.
Boy, they really work hard to get these Eurocrypt sets. Special features include, and technical specs, 4K restoration, audio commentary with Mondo Digital's Nathaniel Thompson, Troy Howarth, author of So Deadly, So Perverse. Catagan Conversion, interview with Jonathan Rigby, author of Christopher Lee, the authorized screen history. I'm so used to seeing unauthorized. U.S. Teaser trailer, Brazilian TV spot, and this one is region free, so no one gets left out on this one.
Disc 4 and 5, we have Dracula and Son, Director's Cut, 1976, and the U.S. version, 1979. For his 10th and final screen appearance as Dracula, Christopher Lee starred speaking fluent French in this slyly ingenious 1976 horror comedy based on a novel by Claude Klotz, The Hairdresser's Husband, and directed by Academy Award nominee Edouard Molinero from La Cage aux Folles. I can't speak French, sorry.
La Cage aux Folles.
But when the U.S. distributor recut and dubbed the film into a broad parody, it was deservedly met with universal disdain. Molinero's director's cut can now be experienced for the first time ever in America, lovingly restored in 4K from the original negative with both French and English audio tracks. Bernard Menez from Day for Night and Marie-Hélène Briat, Last Tango in Paris, and future writer-director Catherine Briat, Anatomy of Hell, co-starring this charming satire from the Christopher Lee filmography featuring a sumptuous score by Vladimir Kozma, Diva, and loaded with vintage and new special features. So this has two versions of the film, new 4K restoration of the director's cut, audio commentary with Christopher Lee biographer Jonathan Rigby and Hammer historian Kevin Lyons, audio commentary with Kat Ellinger, author of Daughters of Darkness, Let the Sunshine In, interview with actor Bernard Menez, archival French TV interview with Christopher Lee, the Molinero tapes, archival audio interview with director Edouard Molinero, who was Claude Klotz, a filmmaker Patrice Leconte on his three-time co-writer and author of the novel Paris Vampire, archival interview with Claude Klotz at a 1976 presentation of Dracula and Son in Marseille, German credit sequences, trailer, TV spot, and this one is Region A locked.
Disc 6. Dracula and Son original motion picture soundtrack. Oh, look at that. Nice little hidden disc in there.
Yeah.
And it's basically presented on a separate CD disc. That's it. I might as well just do 7.
Yeah, go ahead and do 7. Yeah.
Quick. Disc 7 is Murder Story, 1989. It says, in the lone feature film written and directed by 80s music video hitmakers Eddie Arno and Marcus Innocenti, Christopher Lee delivers a sly performance as a famous mystery novelist whose mentoring of an aspiring young writer, Alex Denisof of Guardians of the Galaxy and Buffy the Vampire Slayer / Angel, will lead them both into an Amsterdam-based web of pornography, arson, and a global conspiracy of cold-blooded murder. Bruce Boa, The Empire Strikes Back and Full Metal Jacket, co-stars in this 1989 Dutch-British thriller produced by Tom Reeve, Dog Soldiers. Now scanned in 4K from the original negative as a bonus. Rod Taylor, Valerie Perrine, and Lee star in the ultra-rare 1989 Swedish-Canadian giallo Mask of Murder, sourced from the best existing master. Special features and technical specs. New 4K restoration, audio commentary with co-writers and co-directors Eddie Arno and Marcus Innocenti. A British producer in Holland, an interview with producer Tom Reeve. Mask of Murder, 1988, a Swedish-Canadian film, co-starring Christopher Lee. Trailer, region-free. Additional content is an all-new 100-page book by Christopher Lee biographer Jonathan Rigby.
Ooh, that is a packed box.
Yeah. So that is got to be, whenever there's a Christopher Lee Eurocrypt collection, you can automatically just mark it down for pick of the week.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to share, I jumped on this one too because I have the first one, and I'm the completionist, so I can't not have this one. So when I went to look at several films, they actually have it on, pre-order. It's coming out in May, but you can get a really good deal on it. So normally this set is $135. Right now, for the pre-order price, you can get it for $95. And remember, it sold out because Julie had a difficult time getting it for my birthday last year, and I think it was like $110, I think, finally, when it was all said and done. Now, right now it's only $95. So if you want to get it, I would pre-order it now. But they also have the Tall, Dark, and Awesome bundle, which is what I jumped on for $118, is what I ordered, and that's because it also comes with the special new release of the Return of Captain Invincible 3-disc set, which is a limited edition. That's that superhero movie with Alan Arkin and Christopher Lee. So, and that's normally $36. So if you think about it, at $36 and $95, it's $130. But if you get it for $118, you're getting a deal. So, and you can get free shipping because you can get it media mail. Yeah. So I mean, if you're planning on getting it, I'd say don't wait. Just jump on this now. Once that pre-order goes, and it's still worth $135, but why pay $135? We can get to that and that other set for less. You know,
that's a great box set. That first one is just amazing. So I still haven't gone through all of it, but I need to.
I know, either have I. So I think I need to shop 3 weeks in a row off and just go through all the Christopher Lee stuff. But yeah, definitely. So definitely, I think. Tim, I know you're going to want it, so you probably should just bite the bullet and try and jump on that one now while it's so cheap on Severin.
All right, so to recap, May 31st, we had Happy Death Day 4K, Happy Death Day 2U 4K, Yeti Giant of the 20th Century from 77, Flesh Eater from 1988, Burglar from Hell from 1993, and our pick of the week, the Eurocrypt of Christopher Lee Volume 2. So that wraps it up for May. We will see you back here in June. We are off to record our regular episode for this week for a movie,
which you'll hear before this one.
So wrap your brain around that. So we'll see you guys here back next month for another Discmemberment.
See y'all.